Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Finn Hogan of Glen Lake High School. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You've had a very interesting year. How do you think it's been? How do you think it's going for you?
Oh, lots of ups and downs, COVID, all those sorts of things. But I'm just really fortunate to have the opportunities that we've been given through all this chaos. So we're taking it on the chin and we're going to keep moving. But overall, it's been solid.
Okay. All right. Okay. Name some of your best moments that you've had this year.
Best moments, dang. Well, for football, I think our best one was probably we had a new head coach this year. So we got his first win ever, first game of the year. So I think that was just super fun. And he's a great guy. So I think that football season was awesome. And then track this year, I set 4 school records so far. So that's been pretty awesome. So overall, those are probably my 2 big moments this year for sports.
Yeah. What has this year been like for you just overall?
Stressful as a senior going into high school. I missed the second half of my junior year, and then having this year also kind of all over the place. It's been stressful with school, football, and just college, moving on in life in general. So overall, it's been stressful, but there's been a lot of people there helping us. Our school community has been amazing and supporting the students and stuff like that. So we're very fortunate up here to have the kind of community we've had around us through this whole thing. So it's been tough, but we're making it through it, and hopefully things can progressively get better from here.
What's been the toughest part this year?
I think just the masks and like the social distancing. For me personally, I'm a really social guy. I like to talk to people. That's like my thing and stuff. So having to have that mask on and not being able to see people's faces and online learning as well has made it really difficult for me as a student and student athlete. So I think that would probably be my biggest difficulty I've had over the year.
Yeah. I mean, how different was it? Was it just like, at times were you just like, what am I doing?
Oh, 100%. There's so many, especially the beginning of football season and stuff like that, when we were just starting school and people weren't sure how things were going to work. There was just the rules and things we had to follow. Of course, we understand them, but like it was so much at the time and we just weren't used to it. And it was extremely stressful. So for everyone, the thought of possibly having to get sent home because one of your teammates gets it and that's the end of it for your season, it's stressful. So yeah, that was definitely tough on us as student athletes.
Were you scared about that?
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily scared of the virus itself, but I'm definitely scared of losing out on the opportunity as, like I said, my senior year to make those memories with my teammates and my classmates. So yeah, that was definitely something I was scared of losing for sure.
But you got through it, and then what was it like learning, not even going to school? It's like, yeah, I'm waking up and doing all the everything, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. Like getting up, going to school, you always take it for granted, I think is the word that I would use. Kids are always like, oh, I don't like school, but as soon as it gets taken away, it's kind of like, dang, I really miss that aspect of my life and seeing my friends and classmates. It's tough getting up and feeling motivated to hop online and jump on these Zoom meetings for hours on end. So I think that was the big thing, just like having to go through that over and over again. And it was tough to stay confident and stay on that same track the whole time. So I think that's where people and I personally struggled a lot in.
What did you do? Well, what did you do to unstress yourself out?
Football, sports, that was my big thing. The school was nice enough to keep open the facilities for us. So we were able to kind of get up there on our own and together and, do our social distancing, but work out, do things like that. So I think just being able to get outside and stuff and still be able to see your friends, that really kept me together. If I hadn't been able to get out and see those guys, I think it'd been a lot tougher to make it through it.
How did you with football season being over during that winter time, obviously it was, you weren't doing anything and stuff, but what did you do during that time, to unstress yourself since you didn't have any of those things?
Yeah. Like I said, friends was huge for us. Hanging out, trying to as best as our parents, of course, don't want them to be getting into big groups and stuff, but like going outside, for example, we live in an amazing spot with amazing hiking trails and lakes and just a lot of outdoor activities. So we tried to do a lot of that stuff. Video games became really big for me. I mean, I played all kinds of games, and just being able to get on and play with my friends, it helped out a lot.
Okay. All right. I figured since, let's have a little fun. Let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
I'm done.
Okay. So, biggest pet peeve.
Oh, biggest pet peeve. Dang, that's tough. I think my biggest pet peeve would be disrespectful, if that makes sense. Like when somebody's trying to, like, if you're, let's for example at school, when like someone's giving a talk or something like that, and
Yeah.
it would be nice if they're
Yeah.
nervous, you know what I mean? Everyone's hard, and then you got people up there like talking and interrupting them. To me, that's just so, it gets on my nerves so bad. I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't just sit quiet for 5 minutes and just listen.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be my biggest one.
Favorite. What's your favorite movie or TV show to watch?
That's so tough. Movie, I love the Fast and Furious movies. Those are super good. I love that whole series. For TV shows, I used to be really into like The Flash, if you know what that is. So those were probably my two big ones.
What's your favorite sports team?
Oh, Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go.
So, okay. So, do I need to ask about? You know what? What's gonna happen?
I'm just letting it play out. If things go the way, I love Blake Bortles. I'm a big Blake Bortles guy. Always been. But, I'm just letting it play out. I'm not trying to be too stressed about it. Obviously, he's getting old, and you knew eventually he was going to leave in the next, 5 years, probably retire. But we got Love and those other guys. So I'm not incredibly nervous, but it's going to happen eventually. So might as well happen now. But of course, fingers crossed, we don't know. He could stay. You never know.
So I know that you're from, so so apparently if you're like farther up the state you go, the more Packers fans that exist, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Is that how it kind of works?
I mean, where we are, it's still quite heavily Lions fans. So I definitely do get a lot of trash for it. Being a Packers fan, I get ripped on quite a bit by my friends, but I can take it and we're good. So, but every time those Packers go down to Detroit and beat the Lions, I can always be like, hey.
Have you been to Lambeau?
I have been to Lambeau. I went, how old was I? Probably like 10 or 11 with my dad. My dad was named after an old player that used to play. So his family's been big Packers fans. So that's why I kind of grew up as one.
Favorite. What's your all-time favorite like go-to place for food? Where do you go? If Finn needs something to eat, where does he go?
That's good. So food, my favorite food is sushi. I love sushi. That's like something I could eat every day for the rest of my life. Spot to go would be this place in Traverse City called The Dish. And it's like a little sandwich place. And I get the Western Club every time I go. And it's like ham, bacon, cheese, guacamole, it's like in a sandwich. So good. So you can eat them for days and never get sick of it.
Yeah. Do you have any like football superstitions?
Not really. My thing is I always pick an undershirt for the year, and I like keep that same undershirt. Like I wear that every game. So for example, like junior year, when we made our big run to the state finals and stuff like that, I kept the same one all year. And I had like paint from like different fields. So I had a little purple on it. There would be like some green on one side all over the place. So I had different colors, and it survived until like the very last game in Ford Field. Some cornerback like ripped it in half, and I was so mad. But this year I had another one like it, and I wore that for every game. So that would be like my superstition.
Yeah. What are 3 things people might not know about you?
3 things people might. I'm an ordained minister.
Really?
I took an online class. I don't know why. It was
Did
a
you do it
joke.
during COVID?
I did do it during COVID. We were in a group chat, and my friends, they're like, there's a couple that are dating or whatever, and there's a joke like we're gonna do a wedding, and I was like, all right, I'll get ordained, and then I can marry you guys, and then it ended up actually happening. So I got like a certificate and everything. It's legit. Another thing people might not know about me, I read a lot. You probably wouldn't, if you like met me in person, you wouldn't assume that I'm like a big reader, but I sit down and I read quite a bit. And then, dang, a third one. That's tough. I'm terrible at Fortnite. There's another one.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Yeah, I'm staying away. I stay away from that. Staying away from Fortnite, man. It's not good.
I was super into it, and then they just got a little too crazy with it, and I just kind of had to fall out of it. So I'm not into it anymore. But when I played too much, and I was really bad still. So it wasn't great.
Tends to happen. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
So well, I know you've got only a few more days left, but where are you off to next?
So I graduate this coming. I'll finish school, and then I graduate on the 6th, and then before that we have our track state finals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to go down there and win a couple events. My goal is to be the third person to win 4 individuals ever, but that's going to be tough. But if we pull it off, that'd be pretty sweet. And then I move into Central on June 20th for summer lifting and camp and stuff like that. And right after I move in, I got to go play in the All-Star game downstate. So that's like my June timeline. And then the rest of the summer, I'll be at CMU working out and doing stuff like that.
Is it coming at you fast?
Oh my God, it's unbelievably fast. I feel like in this last month too, everything's picked up. I get my roommates. I'm like learning all these new things. I got to figure it out. So nerve-wracking, but also excited.
All right. Well, Finn, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us. And
for sure.
Yeah, good luck to you, man. And let's catch up.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.